do I need to appeal B, F and I? And this is from Tracy. I'm looking to only appeal section I as my child's EHCP is correct. My child has complex medical needs. They were previously at a special school, now in specialist, now has to move to secondary. They have named a special school, which has 2 floors. My child is a wheelchair user. The school is saying they will convert a class downstairs to meet needs. So they'll spend 5 years in one classroom. Another one that says, why do you say not to just appeal section I? Phase transition is for school, and I don't understand why. So Tracy, you're saying that your child's EHCP is correct, and we do not blame you for thinking that's the case, because many parents will look at an EHCP and think there's a load there. We see HCPs, huge amounts of narrative, and it reads as if your child has got a lot of provision. If your child's EHCP was correct, your child would not be spending their time downstairs in isolation where everybody else is upstairs. It would be stating the type of school environment that is wheelchair accessible, not that your child is going to be isolated from their peer group. Your EHCP needs work. Do not just appeal section I. You must go back over BNF. And again, the second one that was anonymous, why do you say just not to appeal section I? For the same reason as Anna was talking about earlier on, it is phased transition, and we are looking at the school, but we go back to that equation, B plus F equals I. If you're just going to say, I don't like the school, I think my child needs to be in special or specialist independent, I'm just going to appeal that. If your EHCP has got a mainstream school named on it, your EHCP has been written with a mainstream school in mind. Now, that's not to say that that is correct. We change drafts all the time, EHCP finals all the time. Go to our testimonials on our business page and you'll see we can turn around an EHCP type of school by doing a very thorough professional draft check. So that is why we say do not just go for an I. An I is based completely upon BNF. Local authorities do not like putting all of your professional reports, they do not like to make it specific and quantified into BNF for that very reason. That sort of information is expensive. That sort of information will result in a change of a type of school. So think very carefully before you just do a section I.
Absolutely. And I think these are the eyes you need to look at it with. It's just taking that step back. You might have, well, you will have, but when your child got an EHCP, you will have been absolutely thrilled. They've got an EHCP. When you read it and you recognised your child in there and their needs and their provision, you will have been absolutely thrilled. And then they end up in a wrong school, like Tracy's child. The plan can't be right, because if the plan was right, if F was right, then it would say, this child's name, George, will be educated in an environment that he can independently navigate throughout in his wheelchair.
And then, again, and that includes the sort of personal hygiene. If you need to have an accessible loo, if you need to have an accessible getting to food, if you need to have accessibility, if you're saying that your child has got complex medical needs, do they have an on-site nurse? Are they able to do prescribed drugs, for example? You need to make sure that you're looking at not just the academic provision. If you've got an EHCP, is holistic. It must do the whole child's needs, not just any individual. You must be looking at how your whole child is being described and how each individual need interweaves with each other to give you a whole overview of how your child's needs must be met every single day. So unfortunately, it's lovely that you know, for people to think, oh, the my HCP is great, and we don't judge you for that. We absolutely know, because we have seen that so many times, and it's really hard to turn around to a parent and go, I'm really sorry, but your EHCP is not good. But when we then explain why, parents suddenly go, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. You're right, that doesn't say that, does it? I thought it meant if you, and an EHCP must be picked up by anybody and know exactly what your child must be provided with day to day. It shouldn't be that you need to go back, look at the addendums, look at the reports, look at everything that goes on behind that to see what your child needs. It must be in there. You pick it up, you read it, you know exactly what your child's going to get on a day-to-day basis.